What up, everybody? I believe I am live. It looks like it. What is up? What is up? Good morning, game changers. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Could be different all over the world for all I know. Welcome to the end game. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. At least that's what Spirit called me since I had my awakening. My true name, however, is Brianna, right? I have one too. Juniper Bloom Mystique took me a while to get used to, but it actually makes sense if you know who I am and what I've done. I'm not normal. I am not a starseed. I'm not a light worker. I am a master healer, ascension master, and a divine guide. Those are the titles that I have been given. But I've also brought about the ascension. Okay, that is not a joke. It's very real. It happened to and through me in a very painful experience since 2019. One I'm very, very proud of. One it took me incredible strength to overcome and to make it through. And I created the path home, the path to righteousness in doing so, because I cleared Mount Shasta. I activated Fiji. There's a portal there, a pyramid portal under the water. And I also unblocked the God portal, activated the portal of time, undid the false concept of the moon and the negative ties all over the globe, all false contracts, including that of the unholy grail. Returned the souls of all the twin flames from Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene to Sekhmet and Horus. And I changed the blueprint of the earth, rebuilt the crystalline grid underneath all the pyramids, opened all 13 gates into the new earth, and so much more. And all of it is actually played out on this channel. It's not normal. It's not normal to activate pyramids, let alone to free Jesus's soul because he didn't die on a cross, right? So much has happened to and through me. And this was all a part of my own awakening. And again, it all happened here on this channel. The path to righteousness, however, includes more than what you will find on this channel because it actually was work almost every day that I did while being attacked by fallen angels, mind you, and people who are just not of the light continually. So that is who I am. That is what I do. That's why I talk about some strange things, right? I am not religion. I am a mystic. I am spiritual. God is in our heart. He is in all of us. He is I. He is the purpose of the return. Okay, so that's who I am. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Gigi. Hello, hello. Hello, Lisa. Hello. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining me. And of course, again, it says nobody's here. So thank you for commenting. I'm glad to see both of you. I did start doing some protections before we came on because I don't know, Gigi, if you watched the healing from yesterday's course yet, but man alive, I am still the last attack, right, before the one on Israel and stuff was stupidly profound, right? And I've still been healing, and yesterday was very important for that healing. And so I've been putting up a lot of protections. I have a couple of my wands right here with me that I have created and made, filled with love and light and divine masculine and feminine energy. These I actually made with the twin flame energy in mind. So they're very powerful. And I'm using these as well to invoke some protections. Only the highest light in and the highest light out will be available to be receptive to this broadcast, to the meeting of this video. Okay. Anybody with ill intentions, that intent will be sent right back to where it came from and magnified times 2. Okay. Only love, my friends, only love. That's kind of what's going on here. It took me quite a while to heal. And I will diligently protect my energy at this point. I also have a beautiful selenite that is heart-shaped. Love and protection and love. Okay. I'm going to talk about manifesting today. But first, I wanted to thank you guys who did join me yesterday and those who will watch. I hope Gigi does. And I don't know about Amy or not, but who will watch the healing and the ending of the Reading Between the Lines course yesterday. We finished that course yesterday and it was awesome. And I will be adding a little bit of a page there just with some spread ideas, right, that we talked about in the end. Other than that, it's complete. And it was such a beautiful journey. And the healing in the end of that one was beautiful, right? Because in every course and workshop that I do, it's about healing. Okay. I don't just do courses and teach you, I heal you. So if I'm going to teach you how to do something, I'm also going to make sure you're damn well open to do it, right? But it was so cool because I never know what was coming through. It was very powerful. And I found out some things in it that I'm still processing, but it felt so good to get that healing and to repair my solar plexus that was attacked, and so much more. It was awesome. It was beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But it talked about chakras and energy, which is going to kind of carry over into manifesting, right? I'm going to talk about manifesting. Some of you have known that have done my path, that have worked with me for a while. I've done 12 gates to manifesting in 5D. Okay. What's up, Jacinth? Hello, Lisa, Gigi, and Jacinth are here. Which was interesting because when I did manifesting in 5D, it's a course that I did. And of course, they include healing. And in that one, it had the 12 gates because I hadn't yet opened up the 13th gate. I opened up the 13th gate when I did the Nile. And that is a workshop that I did upload for you to witness, but it's also in the path to righteousness because it is a portal you have to go through. And when the Nile does physically dry up, it's too late. So we don't want that yet. I've had people wanting proof of that. Trust me, you don't want proof of that yet. Because once that physically happens in your reality, there's no more chance. It's done. Right? But when I did the Nile, if you guys remember that one, the first half was like receiving gifts, right? And then all of a sudden they put my feet in water, called back my power, yada, yada. And I found out about the gates. This is relevant for manifesting because they're called the gates of abundance. Why would the gates in the new path, the gates to the new earth, the gates that I activated and opened be related to abundance? It's all relevant. Okay. And I'm getting chills as I'm stating that. You can hear other healers talk about, oh, I give you your keys to the 12 gates. I guarantee you didn't open them all the way up. Okay. Because who I am is not normal. Bringing about the ascension, I did open them all the way up. So I can unequivocally tell you what it means to truly manifest and the difference between manifesting in third dimensional reality, 5 or 7D dimensional reality, and also into the new earth reality. Total different. Okay. New earth manifesting is off the charts different from third dimensional reality manifesting. So there's two different aspects, both of which I have dealt with, one in which I opened up completely and brought about. And I know Jacinth can attest to it, and Gigi might be able to as well. I know Lisa's getting there. She's getting there, man. I can feel it. Because, it's different. It's different when you go into the new earth. It is totally different. And there's a reason for that. The new earth is our goal, right? That's the ascension. It's the return of Christ. Not everybody gets that opportunity to make it into the new earth. It's something that is very relevant to the times that we are in right now. And manifesting in the new earth is different because, well, I'll tell you why. Okay. First of all, once I talk about the manifesting aspect, I do have a message from God. I channeled a message from God, from Creator. And I can always tell when it's from Creator. I can always tell when it's very to the point kind of a thing, right? But also very beautiful in energy. And so I will give that as well. But manifesting the gates, what are the gates, right? We are all energy, period. I know that you can pinch it. We're physical as well. But for the most part, we are energy. Have you ever heard the term that the universe is inside of you? Have you heard that one before? There's a reason they say that. Okay. And I'm getting chills with that as well. Spirit really likes this message. I think it really needs to be said because there's a lot of misinformation on what manifesting is, who we are, and why some of us just don't do so well at it. And believe me, I've been there. I've manifested some amazing things, but I'm not, my goals are not power, right? I don't try to manifest prestige and ego. I could care less what people think of me. I could care less to have the most expensive car. And I surely don't want a mansion because that's a lot to clean. And I would be afraid, like, oh my God, I would be in one room and I would hear noises throughout the house and be like, ah. So no, I don't want a mansion. I don't need the most expensive stuff, but I like comfort and I like freedom. and I like love, right? I love joy. And what I like is a very strong foundation. So right away, I will tell you, you manifest what you are. Okay. Can Hitler manifest? Absolutely, he can. Okay. This is also why you can't manifest your way into the new earth. You just can't. And every time you hear people talk about healing into the gates of abundance, it's always in layers upon layers upon layers. And homegirl over here, I just like, screw the layers. Let's get through it all. Right? Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's do it up. So what I do is I do teach that completely. On this channel that you find this video, there's a couple things that would be really good to access. One I posted like a couple years ago. It was a mantra from the Pleiadians, because I do have a Pleiadian background. That is the gate that I came through in this lifetime. But it is a mantra for manifesting. It is very beautiful. It is very profound. And as a matter of fact, I have it right here. I can read it to you, but it's also on this channel. I have it somewhere. Let me find it. It's also on this channel, so you can find it in video format. Some of you may have used that one quite diligently, and it really works. But in it, it's got some key phrases, right? It's not just about, again, you are what you manifest. So have you ever heard people talk about, oh yeah, match the vibration to money? Anybody know why you might not want to do that and why that doesn't work sometimes? I'm going to tell you why. If you really watch the work that I do, all of the portal activations that I've done, you're going to know, homie, don't play. Like money. If you notice money, it has the triangle with the eye over the pyramid and it was detached. There's a reason they had that. Because if you watch my Mount Shasta videos, part 1 and part 2, and then the Fiji healing and God portal opening, part 1 and part 2, you're going to know what I've done. Okay, that triangle with the eye was being manipulated by whatever you want to call them. Okay, fallen angels, you can call it El Diablo, you can call it Liz Reptilians. People have many, many names for this energy. It's all into the same hub of not connected to God. Okay, period. You either are of God or you're not, and you do things to fall away from God or you don't. Okay, these are very relevant. And so the triangle with the eye is important because that is our visual, right? The eye of Horus, the eye of Ra, it's the same kind of things. And I did a video on that recently too. And this is going to make sense. I hope this truly makes sense to everybody because it's important. It's important to know from 3rd-D. It's important to know for 5D. It's important to know for 7D, which is the new earth. I took us into 7D, not 5D. There's a lot of people thinking that they are already shifting. And unless you've gotten the heart review and you walked into the new earth and you've been reborn, I can guarantee you, you have not made it through yet. Okay. Because that is the entry. It's gates. It's the heaven on earth. It's the golden era. It's the 13 gates of abundance, my friends, because there's 13 gates, not 12. Okay. But you can hear a lot of healers talk about the 12 gates of abundance. You hear a lot of people talk about the laws of attraction, laws of regulation, la, 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 la. And I don't like that word because we're energy. And when you think of a law, it's very constricting. You're going to tell me I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. Fuck that. Okay. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. Right. Hitler can manifest anything he wants. Right. Because we manifest what we are. Okay. Matching the vibration to things like money, to think, what is your purpose behind that? Is money what drives you? Okay. Money is actually very dirty. Does that mean that money won't go through? Because like I said, it was corrupt. I actually threw it in a portal in one of my very first workshops. You can watch those on my channel. Some of you might remember that. I don't know who's still here. It says pretty much nobody's here. But some of you might remember that one. Because I know Gigi's done almost every one of them. I know Jacinta's done almost every one of them. Lisa probably actually saw that one or has done that one at this point. At least something. Because there was one point where I took money and I threw it in the portal. I also undid all GMOs. Okay. I plucked all these farms that were GMO related. And these are all the things that you're going to watch crumble. These are all false foundations. Lisa says, yep. Okay. See? So, what I've done is very real. The return of Christ is very real, and it's all relevant for manifesting. There's a reason why people will struggle with manifesting, because first of all, they're manifesting for a purpose that's probably not on a strong foundation, right? If you want a car, fine, you can manifest a car, but how are you going to manifest that car? With payments, with a title, right? Like what exactly are you wanting in that? So you need to be very specific, first of all. Number two, never share what you're manifesting with others, because let me tell you, man, negative energies will get there and try to mess you up. I've also seen people, I know people who they had a large following, but in the very fine print, they'll ask you things like, hey, what are you creating? Hey, what are you manifesting? Put them here so we can help each other out. But if you read their very fine print, anything that you put on their page now belongs to them. Okay, so they steal ideas, they muck up energies, and people do this because what's more important to them is power, right? So you manifest what you are. Okay, for me, I don't want a mansion. I'd love a 6-7 bedroom house. That's as big as I would go, but it's just a house, like not a mansion. You know what I mean? But I got a lot of kids. I used to like to procreate. So I have a family, you know what I mean? And so I would just like room. But even if I didn't have that, I'd be the happiest clam in the world. What I want is freedom. What I want is safety. I want security, right? I've manifested chunks of money. I've manifested $10,000 at a time. I manifested a car I didn't pay a dime for that was in my name, paid in free, title in hand. Was it a Ferrari? No, it was a Range Rover. Wasn't exactly a brand new one, but it wasn't an old one either. So I know what it means to manifest. The thing is what are you manifesting and why? Now, did I match the vibration of that item? No. Okay. If you're trying to match a vibration of an item, you better be very careful, because some of those items were built on a false foundation. And what you want to do is take them into a solid foundation with you. Make sense? Because I'm not over here trying to manifest ego. Okay, this is very relevant. And recently I did a video on this channel. Thank you, just saying. She says, yes, I recall witness you cleansing money by throwing it into a portal. Yeah, I did that a few years ago now, huh? It's like been a minute. I'm like, whoo. Because I returned that triangle with an eye over God's portal. So karma is going to kick back. Okay. Money is going to have a karmic kickback. People who use it. How many people do you know who use money to control people? Hell, my dad did it when he was alive. If I didn't do what he wanted, he was cutting me off his will, and he wasn't even rich. But I'm going to cut you off, right? I'm going to cut you off. And then when he did die, I ended up having to pay for his cremation. And it was a big, huge burden thing that was really hard to deal with because I was by myself. He didn't have any life insurance anymore. He just cut it all off because he was pissed, right? So I've known people that do that. How many people do you know, including our government? They use money as a tool. If you think you're free, you're not, right? We work in this completely corrupt, structured world where we were all enslaved, not just one color of the skin. We truly all were. If you think you own your own home, do you? Do you have to pay taxes on your land, or they can still take it away even if your home is paid and clear? What are you manifesting and why? This is really important, okay? So I even hear, like Landria Anka, one of her videos popped up in my face the other day, and it's like, match the vibration of money. And I'm like, no. Don't do that. That is not the quickest way to get money. I'm going to tell you the quickest way to get money, okay? Manifesting comes from your own power. Okay. When I manifest something, it's truly about feeling it. Just feeling joy, feeling love. That's the vibration you want. You have to, number one, believe in yourself. This is why some people can manifest a lot of things, right? But again, are they built on a strong foundation or not? Maybe their ego's quite high. Have like narcissists and things like that. Like they can manifest some shit sometimes, and then all of a sudden the pendulum swings back and smacks them in the ass. There will be a karmic kickback to things like money, to things like power and manipulation. Okay. So you have to be very careful what it is you're manifesting and why. What is your purpose? Okay. The only rule to manifesting you really need to pay attention to is the harm none rule. Okay. And I don't really like to call it that. Anytime I manifest, it's for the betterment of all. I know that the universe is quite powerful. It's vast. It doesn't include just me. It includes multiple energies. Okay. All around the globe. We're all related. We're all connected to the light of the one. You're all fragmented pieces trying to find your way back home, which is what I talk about in the 13 gates in the Nile and all of those. I do the heart review. We walk you through the gates. You got to find your way home. Home is where the heart is. Okay. It's all relevant. It's all related. So when I manifest, it's for the betterment of all, right? I hope to do this so I can help others too. You know what I'm saying? And I do have that mantra. I found that mantra that I channeled a few years ago from the Pleiadians. It's truly to manifest, okay? But in it, I'm going to read this now for you. Some of you are very familiar with this. Maybe I'll type it in the chat as well. But it's on my channel too. You can find the video. It's also in my manifesting in 5D. There's a reason I include it. It's because it's very real. It works. But again, you only manifest what you are. So if you have ego-driven needs and wants, it's going to be really hard to manifest with this. Okay. Because this is for a higher vibration. And I'm going to read it to you now. You can write this down. You can find it on my channel. You can find it in Manifesting in 5D, my course. But I'm going to give it to you right now. If you want to write it down, I'll go a little slow. I open the gate for my financial flow. I widen my golden web beyond the universal flow. And I'm going to touch more about what the universe is. Okay. Abundance is now mine in every way, easily received with magical embrace. Magic. I am financially free from 2 to 3. Money comes now immediately to me. I am flowing with light, energy, and love. There's your key. My golden web is a miracle glove that catches all my wildest dreams. Bring now to me my wildest dreams. I now open the gates with my golden abundance key. And that was it. In there, I don't mention bills. I don't mention anything of a negative connotation. Money and love and magic. I raise the vibration. Okay. Love, gratitude, and joy. Those are the things you need to match the vibration of. Okay. Do y'all get that one? Do y'all hear it? Sweet. Lisa says she's been using that daily for the past week straight because she did just do the 5 manifesting in 5D. There's also a video on this channel from like a couple years ago where I put that on there. This is a very high vibrational manifesting tool. Okay. But you can say this, you can write this down. And by the way, writing is magic. Writing is also important, right? To write it down, spell casting, writing. This is what they would use against you all the time. Trust me. The false veil or the unholy grail was actually a contract written in blood from Jesus. Okay. So they would write things. That's spell casting. In the healing yesterday, somebody freaking wrote a spell cast against me, right? It happens. Writing is very powerful, whether you use it for good or bad, that's up to you. You manifest what you are. Okay. So if you want to manifest into the gates, into heaven, the 13th gate, the 12 gates, it's all about how much you heal and how much you return to love. Okay. Your shadow, the ego, karma will all keep you from that. I'm going to also show you a really quick video in the end of this that I did the other day about the ego. Not a lot of people watched it, so hopefully you guys are open to watching it again because it's very relevant. It tells you what the ego is, and the ego, no matter whether you're in the new earth or not, will block you. Okay. So the more you let go of expectations, that's a big thing, right? Everybody has a visual of exactly what they want. Now, you can be very specific about what you want, but don't be solidified in that, because the universe knows better than you do. And it will work for you, and it will conspire for what's better for you. So you may want this, but the universe is like, honey, I can do you one better. What you need to be specific on is your purpose, your intent, right? I want to be set. I want to be safe. I want to feel secure, but I also come from a place where I was highly abused and not safe and not secure and controlled. Okay. So I wasn't allowed to work for 10 years in my marriage previously in the other life. And I've been single since, pretty much. I've never gotten married again. The only one I would marry is my twin flame. But that would be a relationship completely out of love, right? So there's a difference. What is your purpose? Why do you want money? Is it a temporary fix? Do you want money for prestige and ego and control? Good example of the way people treat you, like my ex, right? I wasn't allowed to work, yet he wouldn't give me what his mom would call an allowance. His mom was always telling him, hey, give her an allowance. And he would be like, she don't need no fucking allowance. That's what he would say. Like, she's got a home, she's got the kids, I do what she needs, she don't need nothing. He would take the car, I wasn't allowed to drive. I smoked at the time. He would take my lighter, we would do cigarettes. You want to talk about control and manipulation. People use money to hurt you, okay? Your foundation of the reality and third-dimensional reality was built off of that. Control and manipulation. You work really hard, really hard to pay your taxes, to then in turn go buy food to pay more taxes on the food that you buy. Wait a minute, I was just taxed twice. What the fuck is true? Okay. If you're really paying attention to what's going on around you, you are not free at all. Okay. And the new earth, here's the difference. The new earth is you must be in your own power. You must create from your heart-centered wants and needs and creation, your passion, your truth. If you're not in your truth, if you're in ego and third-dimensional constructs and concepts, I need power, I need to be this, I have to work harder, I have to do that. No, you don't. Okay. Money is energy. What vibration of money are you manifesting? Like I said, Hitler can manifest anything. Okay. You manifest what you are. This is why you can't manifest into the new earth. You actually have to heal it. The gates that I created are the 13 gates. You can call them the 13 gates to abundance. It's the 13 gates to heaven. And it's the 13 gates to the new earth. And I closed off all 12 gates of darkness. Those are represented in you. So I now give you the gate, my golden abundance key, right? I opened the gates, the 12 gates to abundance, the 13 gates to abundance. It's all also within you. So if you remember, I said we're all energy, right? Didn't I say that? Sweet. I love that, Lisa. She says she's done that for her 55 by 5, right? I actually, now that I've gone through the 13 gates, it's different. I'm doing 13 by 13. It's so cool. I'm telling you, it's really cool. So think about it. And I don't know which class it is, which course that I have, where I teach you about your chakra systems and how you can hear people talk about the universe is within you. You are a powerful creator. The universe is within you. You're already a fragment of God. I am. Anything after I am creates a reality. These are all very real. These are all very true. Okay. What that means is the more you heal your shadow and karma and understand and heal and eliminate the ego, these are all false concepts that don't belong to God. They all keep you away from God, okay? They keep you away from the vibration of love and the solid foundation of abundance, the true foundation of abundance. Like, you can look at all celebrities and all you want, and you hear a lot of them sell their soul for that shit. Okay. And then a lot of them manipulate God on camera and right in front of you. A lot of them have like subliminal messaging and all this bullshit. Even Taylor Swift, I've been like big question mark about her lately. And she's like, 13 is my lucky number. And I'm like, ooh, sunshine. Solid foundation. Okay. Because those things are about to have a big karmic kickback. That's not a joke. Because the ascension is the return of Christ. That's what I've done. I can't separate the two. And I'm going to tell you, everything right now will be your karma playing out. A lot of these people are about to get hit hard with some karma. Okay. So if you want money and fame and prestige, it's false. Can I get that if I do it through love? Yeah, in the right way. Okay. There's a difference. There's a difference between through God, not separating yourself from God, from calling in true abundance, because there's plenty of everything for everybody. But the way they do it is, I must be better than you. I must have more than you. I want this over you, and I'm going to step on you to get it. Right? I will control you. I will manipulate you. I'm going to make you think you matter, and then laugh behind your back and take from you and take from you and take from you. And this is what they did to families, isn't it? Now we have such a world where we have to work our asses off. We can't even raise our own kids. Oh, no. When COVID hit, and I know it's probably a trigger word, but I'm just saying, when it hit and schools were closed and all these parents were quote unquote forced to be home with their kids, and they were all miserable in doing so, I was over here like, yeah, bitches, this is the way the world should work. We should be free to raise our own kids, to feel safe, to be happy. Nobody should suffer. There should not be a division. That's why manifesting is not right. Okay. Because people are doing it from ego. People are doing it with expectations. Expectations will block you. I am powerful. I am the creator. I am, right? You manifest as if you already have. So truly, we can like eliminate the word manifesting and just create our reality. But can you do that if you have karma and shadow and ego and expectations and all the falsehoods that are not of you and not of God involved? No, because it's not you. If you are a fragmented piece of God, how can you do things outside of God and truly have abundance? These are false concepts. Okay. And I'm not the only one who talks about these. Anybody who's truly connected, truly enlightened, Jesus, all of these scholars, even Wayne Dyer would talk about these things. I loved him. Boy, if I didn't have a twin flame and if he was still alive and if I was his age, I'd have married him. He was awesome. Okay. The closer you are to God, the more healed you are, the more of a higher vibration of love that you are, the easier it is to manifest. That's why the 12 gates, the 13 gates are actually your path home. The path to righteousness that I created takes you through all 13 gates. It doesn't just take you, it eliminates the entire shadow, the entire karmic patterning. All of your past lives are being measured at this time. It's all included. That's why in the new earth, it's totally different. You have to be completely in your own power. You have to be completely heart-centered out of love. That is the way of the new earth. And you have to be knowing how to use your power. Okay. And then abundance you create, right? It's all about your power. And so in third dimensional reality, you're under a manipulative power. A lot of people manifest for ego and prestige and control. I want to be better than this one. Like shit, if you look at some of these celebrities, how much, and some of them, they give back, right? They'll do that, or they'll at least convince you that they do that, where others could care less, right? But in order for them to have an ego and to look like they care, they do. They give back in certain ways. But in truth, if you get down to the deep nitty and gritty, a lot of times of who some of them are, they don't. Okay, it's a lot of it's about control and manipulation and power and prestige. So number one, what are you manifesting and why? You're already manifesting. No matter what you do, you're already manifesting. It's a natural ability. That's what we do. We create our realities every day. So any problems you have do not happen outside of you. They do not happen to you. They happen through you. because of something you're doing. That is true. Okay. We create our own reality, no matter what that reality is. If it's filled with misery, and as a kid, we are powerless, but as we get older, we're powerful, and we can stop blaming others and create our own reality from there. You can choose to heal, you can choose to rise, or you can choose to recreate patterning. It's making sense? Okay. Things do not happen to you, they happen through you. Right? Your family is a part of your karmic ties usually. Everything exists inside of you. Your chakras are aligned with the planetary alignment. The universe truly is a small fragment inside of you. So in order to manifest, you go within. This is also why you don't want to share it without. Okay. Afterwards, can you share it? Yeah, but not while you're doing it. Because any kind of energy will try to muck you up. If you think the shadow doesn't want to make you miserable, oh, it does. Because misery loves company. Anything outside of God, it hurts. Okay. When my DM, the original one, was alive still, and he was being attacked by fallen angels, he was surrounding himself by them. I could feel that. I could feel his heart. His heart was detached from God, and it hurt. It's a void. It's not a good feeling at all. And so if I want to match the vibration of money, why would I do that? That's a very low vibrational state. The vibration I want to match is love, belief, joy, gratitude. Have you ever felt something so profound? You just felt so happy, so grateful, so much joy, and so much true love for something? That is where you get instantaneous manifestation, right? I put it out there what I want. Yeah, but then I let it go. Stop thinking about it. The law of attraction and things like that tell you to constantly think about it. The only time I think about it is if it pops up into my energy and I see something happening and I need to transverse the energy. That's it. Then I let it go back to my passion, go back to joy, go back to happiness, go back to laughter. I already know it's mine. I don't have expectations that it's going to come in an exact blueprint of what I said I need, because the universe says, oh, darling, I do you one better. Magic, miracles. When I truly want to manifest, because I don't always, but when I truly want to manifest, I just simply raise my vibration. I go within, I calm the mind, I get out of those things. I have no expectation. I put it out there, what I want, and I tell the universe to return it in the highest and best form for the best of all. Period. So because I have a limited mind capacity, I'm going to say I want this specific thing, but I can get much more than that. Right? The universe says, but you need this. Okay. Then I'm grateful, right? So we don't manipulate the universal flow. I don't want to match the vibration of money. It's very low. It's very low. There's a lot of bloodshed in money. There's a lot of pain in money. There's a lot of control and manipulation in money. I don't want to manifest that. I don't want to match that. Maybe you do, but maybe you won't be manifesting in the new earth. That's fine. You do you, boo. But I'm over here in the new earth. Okay. The vibration of the new earth is love. Because that's God. God is love. So the more that I heal and return to God, my own power, knowing I'm a creator, I must match. The only thing I must match is the way God flows. Okay. Heart-centered creation out of love and gratitude and joy. Fear does not belong to God. Expectation does not belong to God. Ego does not belong to God. And I surely don't want something dripped in drug money, blood money, control. You know how much money, how dirty? I used to work in a bank. Okay. Money is disgusting. You would have cocaine and feces and methamphetamine. They wrap all these kinds of things in drugs. They kill people for money daily. And your beautiful world that created your existence, like the government, right? All their money is blood money. So you don't want to manifest that vibration. And it doesn't work because you're a fragmented light of the one. So that is literally trying to say, well, I'm light and I want to manifest darkness. It's going to be clunky as all get out. And if you're not healed enough, you can only manifest to where your healing stops. Is this making sense? Again, I can't tell who's here. Doesn't seem like, for some reason, I feel like people just, it goes right over their head with these things. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess the concept is too far beyond. People like to hear the word law. People like to think about money and gold and lust. And those things are not of God. God says you don't need them. Okay. But does that mean abundance doesn't occur? Oh, no, it does. When I had my awakening, you guys, God told me to give up everything I had. And I had already just rebuilt it from having everything taken from me from abuse. And when God said it, I jumped no matter what. Okay, start all over, get rid of everything. And I sure did. And boy, have I rebuilt it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do we hold so tight on money? There are people who are afraid to spend because the world is ending. Oh, sweetheart, that foundation will fall. But there is a true point, and you're supposed to be creating your abundance. Abundance does exist. Money will continue forward, but only the purified form. And there will be a karmic kickback on everything else. So if you come to me and you're like, well, I can't, I'm not going to spend that money. Be very careful. Invest in you, invest in love, do those things. Don't be afraid because you're a creator. Okay. And there is a new world. There is a new earth being created already right out from under you. Okay. So those who make it through, it's the 13 gates. It's heaven's vivations. I love that word. That's what Osriel told me the other day. Heaven's vivations. that excites me alone so much when I hear that. Heaven's vivations. So what I'm going to do now is, unless you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to answer. The new earth, I'll tell you, is not easy. It's a different world. Okay, everybody thinks they've already made it into 5D consciousness, and maybe you're awakening up to it, but you aren't in it. Because you will be reborn. I've talked about this over and over and over again. It is a rebirth into the new earth because you heal everything of your past. You have to. You are starting over here or somewhere else. I've said that already. You are either physically reborn here, like I was, and I'm still alive. There's a difference. Or you pass on and you're reborn somewhere else, and some will never know life this way. Okay. That's the only division, is light and dark. So in order to actually, once you get into the new earth, it is a rebirth. And you have to be, the only way to truly create abundance in the new earth is to be completely healed into the heart space, connected with your heart space, owning your own power and creating yourself. Period. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. It's a freedom you haven't had in this lifetime. Okay, so these aren't just tidbits for manifesting in 3D. Be very careful doing that because it's about to bite them in the ass. Anything of a low vibration. Think about how dirty money is. I remember one person going, oh, sweetheart, I'll give you $1,000 to sleep with me. I said, kiss my ass. You couldn't pay me enough. I don't want dirty money. So what are you manifesting and why? What vibration are you manifesting? Personally, I like high vibrational stuff. I like things built on a solid foundation that cannot, will not, and shall not crumble out from underneath me. Lisa, that's a good question. How do you dispose of them? You don't have to. I don't believe in burning things. The only time I burn things is to destroy, to get rid of. I've actually never really gotten rid of most of mine. I just stick them, I do them in notebooks, and but I also channel write in all my notebooks. I just forget about them. You know what I mean? You can throw them away. You can rip them up safely if you want to. Do not burn them. The only time I would burn anything is to destroy. Okay. I light my sage, I light my Palo Santo, I will burn some bay leaves, but that's different. When I truly manifest and I do like a 5x55 or my 13x13s, I don't. And what's really cool about not getting rid of them is I did one like 4 years ago and I went back and found it. You know, when I first started bringing about the ascension, Spirit was like, what do you want? They asked me literally what I wanted. And I wrote down all this stuff. And then I immediately changed it. And I had changed it to everybody gets to ascend. I was like, how selfish am I? I'm visualizing my house. I'm visualizing all these things. And then I changed it. And I looked back at this and I'm like, oh my God, now you can see what kind of heart I have because I was bringing it about. And I know what I was bringing about was going to cause people to leave. Okay. That's what I do. I've actually ripped souls out of bodies during this thing. Okay. It's not pretty. It's not fun. And Spirit was like, what do you want? And I'm like, I want this and I want that. And then I went back like a day later. I felt so guilty. And I was like, no, I want everybody to ascend. And to look back at that, I cried. I found that one day and I was like, look at my heart. You know what I mean? Like, if people knew my heart, man. People don't even know I'm sitting here hoping y'all ascend, even though I know I've caused the end. That's what I was manifesting and telling Spirit I wanted. It wasn't about me. So sometimes, yeah, no, ruining it. The only thing I would say is ruining it is if it's manifesting in a dark place, right? If you're feeling low, don't manifest. If you're feeling depressed, you're in a low vibration. If you can get to feeling gratitude, love, and joy, that's the vibration you want to match, period. And then anything in that comes through is going to match that vibration. Okay. And then don't worry. Like sometimes you guys, I'll manifest things and they'll come in last minute. But that's the magic. That's the miracles, because miracles can also only exist through you, just as suffrage and carnage can too. Right? Yeah. So I'll keep them and I'll look back at them and I'll be like, oh, and I get like all excited, like, look what and that came through. And it's kind of cool to do that. So it's totally up to you what you do with them. Just don't burn it. That's the only time I burn anything is to get rid of. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you God's message. I channeled right before I came on, and then I'm going to share a video with you that is very relevant to the ego and manifesting. Okay. And I notice how on this live, there's not a lot of people here, and that's a bummer because these are very, very important aspects. If you think for a second, I'm not real, your heart is not open, and I would say beware. Okay. Because if God sends down the one who brings about the ascension, and you're going to mock them, you're going to deny it, what do you think you're doing? Everything I say is relevant. Everything I say is a key. Everything I say is a tool. And it is the only way you're going to be able to create in the new earth. Okay? This is God's message to all. Open your heart far and wide, and allow miracles to guide you. Don't be fooled by things that are not aligned. What does the devil always do? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You can get this. God says sometimes do without, and that's okay too. Take back your power of the mind. Wait, whoops. Sorry, I skipped a line. Don't be fooled by things that are not aligned. Those that seek to solely blind you. Take back your power of the mind and things that bind you. Allow yourself to change in time before the tides find you. Do not be fooled by those that blind. There is only one path to guide you. Open your heart, close your eyes, and allow my light to shine through. I'm going to read God's message one more time. Open your heart far and wide, and allow miracles to guide you. Don't be fooled by things that are not aligned, that seek to solely blind you. Take back your power of the mind and things that bind you. Allow yourself to change in time before the tides find you. Do not be fooled by those that blind. There is only one path to guide you. Open your heart and close your eyes and allow my light to shine through. That was a beautiful message, actually. Very beautiful message from God. Okay. Now, there's a very important video that I'm going to end this with, and it helps solidify the message of manifesting. Okay. Amen. Right, Lisa? Amen. That was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful one. I will write that underneath the caption, the thing of this video. Okay. It's very important. Now I'm going to end up with this video. It's only 25 minutes. I hope you watch it. If you've watched it before, sometimes it's good to watch things more than once, that I do, because what I say is quite profound. It's quite deep and it's quite layered. All videos that I do are that way. All healings that I do are that way. So you can do them more than once to gain the full perspective. Okay. So here you go. I'm going to end this one out with this. I will now share my screen. Gigi says, I really like that message. I do too. Oh my gosh, I do too. I can still see your comments, by the way. I'm still right here with you. So here we go. This is a video I did recently about the ego. It's very important stuff to know. Very important. Gives you a whole new perspective about the ego and what blocks you from manifesting. Okay. You're so welcome. Thank you, you guys, for being here. I love you all deeply. Ready, set, dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Good morning, game changers and soul warriors. Can y'all hear that okay? Welcome. Welcome to the end game. The end of ways. The end of days of suffering and ego. The end of days of separation from the one. Sweet. Welcome. Thank you. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am an ascension master, master healer, and divine guide. I am, in fact, the one who brought about the ascension and the change of tides and the miracles you are about to witness amongst your beautiful, ever-changing skies. I am the one. You do not have to believe me, for everything is truly in your heart if you listen, but it also plays out on the channel in which you find this message upon. I'm coming to you today to talk about the 13th day this month. The number 13 is quite profound. It is in fact the gates of heaven, the gates that they kept from you for quite some time, that you didn't even know you didn't have access to upon the planet you find yourself on. This is not really strange in truth, because you know this inside your heart to be true. 13 is a powerful number of creation. It is a powerful number of God and the One. There are 12 gates of tribulation and trials that you will be tested upon, that you already have begun being tested upon. And some of you don't even know it yet. These 12 gates are the ones that I have closed the gates of darkness upon and opened up all of the gates of God, all the way through and including the 13th one. And if you watch my Nile workshop, where I cleared the Nile after turning it blood dry, you'll know more of what I speak upon. Revelations 21:12 speaks of this, the 12 gates of trials and tribulations. Those are the gates you all must make it through. But there's a catch. There is the ego, the shadow, and your karma, or what some call your dharma, keeping you anchored into a third dimensional reality. This third dimensional reality that even Freud and others would speak about, the consciousness mind, also known as the third dimensional personality matrix, which is a limited perception of the physical world. It is not, in fact, your reality. We are all now currently rising out of a third dimensional personality matrix, or a false world that is not your true reality, but a perception of the physical world, a perception of the mind. The ego, oh boy, the ego. We hear so much of the ego. They convince you so diligently, so deliberately, that you are your ego. You're not, in fact. In order to truly manifest and get through the gates of heaven and to truly create an abundant sow and an abundant flow, one must eliminate the entirety of the karma, the shadow, and the ego. And I do mean the entirety of them. For those who truly went through my path to righteousness that I've created upon bringing about the ascension, because that's what it is the true path home. And they know that is all about the entire elimination of the shadow, karma, and of the ego. You cannot make it through the gates if those are embedded within you in any way, shape, or form. For if you're here in this lifetime, you truly are a chosen one. And I say this repeatedly so. Now, before I go any further, I will put up protections for myself because there are others who have intentions that are not of God. For some of us truly do fall away from God, and that's what the ego does. It moves us far from the light of the one. So I anchor myself in now to the highest light available, the highest energy of love and grace and joy. I remove all in its haste and in its waste of those who wish to have things outside of that, and make space for those who only want to feel love. I eliminate those of the energy that are not of mine, and I bring forth those that can rise. Those that choose to throw anger and hate and judgment and ego my way, it only bounces off from me and back to them in every way. I am impeccably protected and safe and sound, and I vibrate only of the vibration of love. So be it, and so it now is. Now I'm going to get back to talking more about the ego, and then truly bring you into a space to how to step aside of the ego and manifest. But I will tell you right now, unless you make it through the 13 gates, you cannot fully manifest, because you are truly anchored into the ego, the shadow, or your karma in every way. You must make it through the 13th gates. This is the end of ways. The path to righteousness will get you there. It is your choice to embark upon. So the ego, in definition form, is the identity concept our mind constructed. It is an identity that is false. I'm going to say that again. The ego is the identity concept our mind constructed. It is an identity that is false. The ego moves you away from God. Love is the energy that moves towards it. There are 6 components, main components of the ego. 1, I am what I have. The ego believes you only are what you have. Number 2, I am what I do. The ego believes we are only measured by what we do. Number 3, I am what other people think of me. That's all that matters, is what the ego says. I must be important by what other people think of me only. For if I do this and people judge me, then that judgment is what I become. That is the ego. Number 4, I am separate from everyone else. That is the ego. The ego says you are separate from everything and everyone else. That you should be above them. You should be this. They are below you. They are beneath you. You are better than them. Blah, 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 blah. Number 5, I am separate from what's missing in my life. Take that one in for a little while. Let's sit with that one for just a moment in time. Number 5, I am separate from what is missing in my life. What is missing must be outside of me, something I can never really fully reach. That is the ego. That is false. It is the concept of the limited mind. And the battle of the mind is one of the portals, in truth, to the 13th gate. Number 6, I am separate from God. That is the ego, for the ego moves away from God, and the energy of truth and love and acceptance moves you towards it. These are 6 main components of the ego that are, in fact, not real. Have you ever asked yourself, what or who are you? The ego creates a false persona of what and who you are. Where in truth, we're all truly connected. You ever heard of the term your higher self? The higher self is everything already, knows that you are a fragment of God, knows how powerful you are and what your true purpose is. The ego, the 3rd dimensional personality matrix in which we are all supposed to be rising out of, the only way to do that is truly through the 13th gates. But not just through them, you must heal through them. You must eliminate the ego, the karma or dharma, and the shadow. The higher self knows this. You can feel it deep within your heart. The problem is, we are embedded and anchored into a false reality that keeps us apart from that and the one. Keeps us apart from the truths of our soul, from what really matters, from what is God. Who are you? The only thing that is real is that which never changes. Who are you? In truth, you're changing every day. So how can what this physical body represents be real? It is merely just a vessel. Look deeply to the heart space, to the changeless, the birthless, the deathless part of you, the one that is infinite, the one that becomes what they call enlightened, that taps into the energy and the essence of the one in truth. It is important to come to know something that can't be forgotten or lost upon death. That is who you are. The essence of the one that never changes, that holds all of the truth. We all can tap into this, and some have throughout time. But those who are attached to the ego, the shadow, the karma, and the limited mind cannot see this clearly. That is the false veil in which I have undone. I undid it when I cleared Mount Shasta Part 1 and Part 2, and when I eliminated all the darkness that emanated and pulsates through all of you. Let go of that part and heal it now, for only the truth can make it through. You can't manifest from these places, for God is the I am. God says, I am. And whatever you place after I am, you become. So if ego says, I am what I love, I am what I have, ego says, I am what I have, meaning if I have nothing, then I am nothing. I am what I do. If I don't do something that others will appreciate and respect, then I am nothing. That is the ego. I am what other people think of me. That is judgment, and that is not of God at all. I have constantly people coming here and trying to take me down. Actual, very painful physical attacks. And I had another wave of those that just hit, were quite profound. And what should be taking me down, what should be killing me and making me stop, only makes me grow stronger in my power and in love for the one. For I am capable of everything inside of me, and what is outside doesn't matter. That is God. For we truly are all connected. We are all one to the beat and the heart of love of the one. Those who did and heard the call to do my protective video the other day, my protection for Israel and truly all of the earth is what it was. The title was deceptive. It was truly to measure who was connected to the I am. For if you heard the call to be there, you can sometimes, or at least most of the time, hear that I am. Unless you were called to be there for your ego, for your glorification, and for your gain, because that's not what it was about at all. There's a purpose to everything I do, to every beat, to every rhythm, to every sound. Ego says I am separate from what is missing in my life. Most people focus constantly on what is missing, what I don't have, what I need, what I am. I need this. We're always chasing that proverbial carrot. That's you chasing something. That's you chasing ego. That's your ego saying, I need more. I need to be better than. I need to be this. I need to be that. I'm always missing something. For God says, sit in stillness, look into your heart and notice that you are already. I am. I am everything already. I am everything I need deep within the heart of me. I am love unconditionally. I am filled with power and glorious wonder, and I am capable of anything. I am something we cannot tangibly see, that doesn't die ever, that keeps beating to the heart and the light of the one. I am the glorious wonder. I am the powerful creator. Ego says, I am separate from God. For the ego moves you away from God. Those are components of the shadow and karma, in which I keep trying to teach about, because if you're anchored into any of them, you cannot make it through the 13th gate. And today, my friends, in which you are watching this original video creation, uploading this video on Friday the 13th. I opened the gates of heaven in June of 2023, when I cleared the Nile. They put my feet in the water, and it turned a vibrant blood red. I called back my power. I replaced the crystal of darkness in the core to the crystal of light once more. And then the Nile dried up and the gates of heaven opened. And recently, for those who know that watch my channel, I processed her death. And then a week later, and that was painful, mind you, because I am her. And then a week later, I opened up the gates of heaven all upon her. And the Garden of Eden spread like wildfire upon her creation once more. And I use the term fire for a reason. I speak loudly and vibrantly and often of the burning bush. Some of you have heard me speak of the burning bush. The burning bush is relevant to everything and everyone. The burning bush never truly goes out. It is God's power. It is God's creation. It is life and form. A fire
with God. It is a fire of God. And when I brought about the gates of heaven opening and the Garden of Eden galore, I was attacked. Oh boy, was I. And so was Israel. And I had spoke of this. I had spoke of being vulnerable because we're waiting for the DM to step up to unconditional love, to protect what is rightfully ours, his and mine, and to align everyone to the light of the one. But just because we've done the work, it is your job to let go of the ego, the karma, and the shadow. I give you the path. It is up to you to choose it. It is up to you to find your way through that fire of creation, to eliminate all that is not of God. Find your way back home towards love and justice, not towards ego and judgment. For if you hold any kind of judgment, if you can't forgive others, all of these things are outside of God. God is everything and everyone. I am omnipresent. I am everything. I am all one. Those who truly know this, when they walk upon her, they feel the need to take their shoes off, while others choose to pick flowers and berries and ignore the omnipresence of the one. I am that I am. I am me. I am God. I am the one. So who are you? What are you? And what have you allowed yourself to become? Ask yourself that question deeply and find your way home. I am powerful. I am the one. Create your journey. Open the door to your path and step through, my friends. Change the game and let go of what once was and accept a rebirth into the I am. Have a very beautiful energy of the 13th. For only very few have made it through those gates so far. And I keep watching others continue to choose the ego, the shadow, and karma, and choose their fate to maybe succumb to that fire. But the choice is truly yours, my friends. Don't delay, because there's no time to waste. The time is now. Make it through those gates to the 13th one. Walk your way into heaven and be the glorious I am. Create your reality in every way. Through God, through the lens, through the energy, through the heartbeat of love. So much love, my friends. Until next time.
I love that video. It was actually quite beautiful. If anybody made it through the end, thank you. I know some people work with me and they're very familiar with these things, but I watched it again, even though I'm the one who made it, and I wanted to cry. It's very real. Love is everything. The vibration of love is everything. You can only manifest from the true vibration of love. Don't match any other vibration other than gratitude and love. Okay. That's the gist of it all. If anything finds you outside of those vibrations, heal it, and heal it in time. Okay. I love this. I love the message from God. I love it all. It's all about love. Now I'm going to go love myself, because, by the way, that is your key to God, is self-love. Okay. Self-love. We forget about self-love. That is not ego. People turn that into narcissism. There's a difference. Love thyself. Love thyself more. Love thyself more. Speak of only love towards yourself. Help raise your vibration. Get out of your head. Go into your body and love. Love yourself just as you are. with everything that you have right now, for truly everything we need is in the here and the now. I hope you guys gained something out of this video today. I surely know that I did. I always gain something out of my own videos, out of the messages. It's a reminder, it's an anchor, and it's support. So truly, hopefully, you guys gained something. I will post everything I talked about as far as the mantra and God's message in the captioning of this video underneath, whatever. Thank you for being here, you guys. I love you deeply. It made me emotional. I'm just going to go love. I'll see you guys next time. Have a very beautiful, beautiful,